everyone, this is Anna from Savvy Cat Realty, and today I'm here to talk to you about the changes and what's new in the immigration policies in Portugal, just to give you a bit of an update, since there is a lot of stir up due to the policy changes. So I wanted to give you an update as of September 2025 of what has actually happened so far. So, for those of you who do not know me, my name is Ana Caramujo, and I'm the owner of Savvy Cat Realty. Savvy Cat Realty is a relocation and investment agency that helps you find your ideal location in Portugal from a lifestyle perspective. We help you understand what's the best area, the best neighborhood, and also find a rental or a house to purchase according to your own budget and lifestyle needs, always very tailored to each client. So what's new in the immigration world in Portugal? A very new news that is just of this month already is that AIMA is going to open Balcão de Nacionalidades in Parque das Nações in Lisbon, which means that it's basically an in-person balcony, an in-person service to deal with immigration queries, which I guess was duly needed because a lot of these were being forwarded to the general registry services in Portugal. Of course, then you had the AIMA appointments and so on, but they ended up also being in smaller separate agencies. So now they created this central agency of nationality and of immigration, which is nice. I'm guessing this balcony is specifically to deal with nationality issues, as nacionalidade means nationality. Let's see how it works. They also implemented some online submission forms and so on that are meant to speed up the submission and the renewal of certain documents. I've been having a lot of complaints that they are not really being faster, but do give me your feedback. At least there is a new channel and hopefully they are getting towards some backlog of the delayed processes they had been accumulating over the past 4 and 5 years. So, another thing that is new is that currently it is required something called a Declaration of Honor, uma Declaração de Honra, when submitting your paperwork for your visa using a rental application. So this basically means that there's an extra paper that needs to be signed that basically declares that this rental is legal and the owners are its legal owners and both parties are are in agreement on the rental contract. I do believe this paper is a bit redundant. From my understanding, it depends a lot on the agency and the embassy, I mean. So basically, the US embassies, for example, generally would check if the contract was registered in Finanças, which basically would make the contract foolproof legal. But it seems not all embassies did this, and they started requiring this declaration to bypass basically the less legal rentals and the ones that were kind of family things and the friends things that weren't really rentals and were just a contract. I guess some of these things happened. So they decided to create this declaration, which once again, I do think it's quite redundant, but it's a fairly easy thing to fill. You just have the landlord sign it. You as an immigrant have to sign it too and submit it along with your documentation. It's really not a big deal. And I do believe that just checking whether or not the contract was submitted in finances and registered in finances would have been a better requirement. But I guess this works. Portugal is sometimes known to go kind of the way around with bureaucracy, so here we are. Another thing that has been new is that, in case you're not aware, the immigration process is quite different when you are from outside of the EU and from inside of the EU. From outside of the EU, you will need a formal visa and you have to put your visa requests through the embassy and follow the bureaucratic steps to attain it. But when you are from inside the EU, then you basically can move to Portugal and then just go to Junta de Freguesia, so the local parish hall, and ask for a declaration of address and declare that you are living in the address. You have to bring your contract and everything. And then you can register as a tax citizen in Portugal and get the official address. Generally, this is required to be done up to 3 months after you move here. So you can actually move first and do this after. It's generally how it works because you have to already be here a certain time in order to make these requests. And now they are asking for also proof of income and other documentation along in order to make this change of address, which is new. They were not asking it before. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think this is part of those measures where they were trying to make sure that people who came to Portugal have the financial capabilities of sustaining themselves and won't be a burden and are living under adequate living conditions. The whole thing of not having 10 people in the same house kind of thing. And I believe that's also what the previous Declaration of Honor also is trying to avoid. Although, like I said, I do still believe that it would be more practical to just, make sure the contract was registered in finances, but bureaucracy. So I do think that doing this for you is a bit redundant too, but I don't think it's a bad measure. So now, even if you are coming from within the European Union, make sure that you bring along your documentation of income and so on when you go to make your address change in Junta de Freguesia. Okay, so the third thing that is not really changed, I talked about this back in January. So there is this new ANHR 2.0 program that was created in January 2025. And at the time, things were still a bit all over the place. We weren't sure exactly what was happening and what were the requirements for this program. So the original NHR program was the non-habitual residence tax program that gave a 20% flat rate tax in a number of foreign immigrants, including retirement, and this would stay for 10 years. There are a lot of people benefiting of this program, and this program was terminated rather abruptly, and now they created this new NHR 2.0 program that is towards highly qualified and research positions, and it was still quite all over the place on what exactly that entailed. And now there is a bit more specificity to what this entails. So I'm just going to read to you a bit of what is required and what is considered compatible with this new regime. So, the original NHR offered broad tax benefits to a wide range of professionals, and in contrast, the IFICI, which is what we are calling the NHR 2.0, specifically targets highly qualified individuals in scientific and research innovation sectors. So, under this new regime, eligible professionals must be employed by entities with substantial economic presence in Portugal, excluding freelancers or those who work for non-resident companies without operations in the country. While the original NHR provided exemptions on most foreign-sourced incomes, including pensions, the new NHR program excludes pension income from this exemption. And in order, so these are the main differences, and one of the things that was not very defined is what exactly is considered a highly qualified professional. So there are some more definitions now, and I do believe it will be quite hard to qualify for this program given these definitions that I'm just going to read it to you now. So you need to be employed in a highly qualified role within eligible entities such as organized technological and innovation centers, certified startups, or companies benefiting from specific investment incentives like Portugal's investment support tax regime. So basically, in order to qualify for this new program, the entity that you are working with has to be Portuguese and has to be registered in certain programs and certain databases in the country. So it does definitely narrow things down quite a bit. So another thing now, just to close up, is whether or not these measures are being beneficial or not. There are, of course, a lot of discussions. People that are starting to be excluded from these benefits and making immigration harder are, of course, not very happy. And some international rating agencies also have criticized the measures, saying that immigration was incentivizing the the employment market, and also making a positive impact on the aging population of Portugal. I do believe both of those things are correct. I also believe that it was necessary to make some restrictions, as Portugal was being called, and not wrongly so, the back open door of Portugal because of how lax lots of immigration policies were. Ironically, these policies were not so lax for the self-employment type of visas, which are the ones I work with a lot, and I still say and will continue to say I don't believe they will be highly affected. Of course, minus the NHR, that was something that already started happening 2 years ago, so that's kind of a sailboat by now. I do believe that most of these measures were intended towards lower economic tier immigration, trying to be a bit more controlled. And immigration is always a hard topic. I don't think there's a perfect solution for anything. I do think that many of these things are going to be positive, but we will wait and see the actual impact. And so far, as you can see, the actual things that were implemented have not been that drastic. And generally, I do think they have been positive measures. So let's continue to see how things develop. As you also noticed, Portugal isn't exactly known to make things happen very fast. So we will slowly keep you updated as things keep going. So I hope that you find this information useful. Do let us know your opinion on these immigration policies on the comments. And we are here every week with new videos about information, locations, cultural quirks of Portugal. And if you find these useful, do feel free to subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. And of course, we also provide a lot of useful free information on our website at www.savvycatchrealty.com. So if our services make sense to you, do also feel free to reach out at contact.savvycatchrealty.com. And we have everything listed very transparently in our website when it comes to rates. And you are also able to book a free clarification call with one of my agents in our website. So I hope that was useful, and I hope to see you all next week. Bye.